Hi guys, and welcome to another of Rob's Big Wild French Carp Fishing Adventures from my 5-week trip in the autumn of 2023. So this time I've decided to start my vlog a month before I set off to France. I've documented the build-up, including bait making, tips and preparation, and where I use a new 24mm boilie rolling machine for the first time. And also my thoughts and a few tips and tricks in using this machine and the process of prepping bait ahead of a long trip. This vlog will take you from the beginning of early September to where I arrive at Lac Du Salagou on the 25th of September, and I've arrived in my chosen swim. Part 2 will follow soon, where it documents one of my most successful carp fishing trips ever, where the stars and the moon really do all align for me. I hope you enjoy. Good afternoon. It's now Sunday the 3rd of September. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon and it's a lovely day outside, and a little bit late this year. Going to be the first time out fishing this year. That's going to be another long session, probably a month. See how we get on. So finally getting on to some bait making again. Got all my base mixed up a week or so ago, mainly supplied from AA Baits. Again, my usual good quality fish meal, lots of green lip mussel in it. So we're all set up today. It's a lovely day for making bait and getting it out there nice and dry so it doesn't mould. Not quite sure. I think we're probably going to head to Salagou first of all. Be nice to get back there after well, what's been 3-4 years. So yeah, lots of big fish coming out now. So see if we can break the PB. So here we are. Got a lot of bait to mix up. 2 bin loads there. Whether I mix it all up, I don't know. I've actually still got 30 kilos that's been in the freezer all winter. I think it's 30-40 kilos there, so just going to dry that out. So yeah, busy afternoon ahead. We're just going to crack on at the minute. Went down to Tesco's, couldn't get my bulk egg order on time, and I've got an afternoon to kill today. Very busy with work up until a week before I go, where I can get the van loaded, but really need to get this boilie made and out there and dried before, as long as possible, before I put it into the big linen sacks so it doesn't mould in the van. So there we go. We'll crack on now for the rest of the afternoon and see how much we can get done. Hopefully get rid of all these eggs. Got about nearly 300 eggs, so if we see if we can get through that lot, that'll be pretty good going. So there we go. I might come back a little bit later on to show you what I'm doing. There we go. So just starting to do my batch of boilies ready for my month-long fishing trip to France, and I'm mixing up my ever faithful fish meal mix, mussel mix. It's a really good high-end quality mix. Managed to make it made with including eggs for about £6 a kilo, just less maybe. And I've invested in another boilie roller. This is a boilie roller, 24mm, first time out, and I've got to say, massively impressed with it. I had one of the old ones which I bought quite a few years ago. It's 20mm boilie roller. Bought that really cheap for about £80, would you believe. See, this one with a motor, you know, it's over £500. So there we go. Anyway, boiling time's up. That's that batch there. Just pop those in there, let these dry out. So we're boiling these 24 millers for 2.5 minutes. And liquids we're using is 20mm GLM liquid, 20mm CC more marine amino. This is a bit of a magic one. I can't tell you what that is. There's 20mm of that, 20mm of hemp oil, half a mil of black pepper oil, half a mil of tailing, and a mill and a bit of John Baker's plum, which is a little bit of a change from before. But anyway, here we go. The boilie roller, I bought this a few years ago as well. So now I'm really kitted up. When I really get in the rhythm, you know, I can do 50 kilo no problem in an afternoon, easy peasy. This is just effortless. Used to use a 24mm rolling table last year, did have the 20mm a few years, but now it's just, you know, the longest thing is mixing it up, and I do a 2 kilo mix at a time, 20 egg mix in one go. My big old relic of a mixer. And yeah, this is half a large garden tray, by the way, sort of like a big plant sort of seed tray or water tray, cut in half, so I've got 2 trays if I want it. And that works perfectly with this boilie roller, because the tray that it comes with is, quite honestly, quite pathetic really. Going to be a busy afternoon, cracking on with this lot. So yeah, I'll put the camera down now and I'll let you watch me in action for a little while. Got the nozzle's probably slightly small, but I'm not sticking these out. The slight, very slightly dumbbell shape, but you know, I've thrown them out from a boat. Very nice. I'm squeezing it a little bit, and that is just top tip. Lots of vegetable oil on the tray. See, I'll just give it a little squirt. Just got a hole in the top of the lid. Haven't bothered taking it off, and you just give it a squeeze, a bit like they do on the old hot plates when they're cooking your burgers in the burger vans. Seems to be working okay. Just got to work a way of getting the right length, so we're not snipping them off. Put a couple of markers on the roller, and then I can get it bang on right every time, instead of having to it's the first time I've done it since last September really, when I went away with Wayne. A pretty good trip. Pick out those few bits there, push them together. Pain in the arse. So our last little bit in that go. It's on there. 4 threads. It's fine. And I've got my little stick here, and then I press this down on it. A little bit. There. That's a little bit. Yeah, this is working really well. So, plug in the old thing. So, and then on to the next batch. Soon rattle through this. It's more of a tester today. Just wanted to make sure that this mix rolls okay. Slightly altered it from last year, and yeah, it rolls an absolute dream in this roller, and I know it will roll well in the 20 as well. So yeah, as you can see, just slightly oval, but to take a shave off of that maybe, it would be very minimal. So there we go. That's it. So the boilie roller, it's a wonderful bit of kit coupled up with the boilie roller. That's a 5 or 6 kilo or whatever it is gun, and I've just got that running on my little 24 litre compressor, and that's brilliant. Stop that. Right, just a cheap old chip pan fryer and a landing net as well. Makes a hell of a difference. Doesn't mark them rather than using the old mesh. So there we go. Good afternoon. It's now day 3 of my marathon boilie rolling session, averaging about 50 kilos a day. Done 54 kilos 24 meals on Sunday. Had half a day's work on Monday and then come back, and I managed to do just shy of 50 kilos of 20 mil yesterday, and I had about 120 eggs left, and I just had enough of one of the flavours that I'm using this time just to finish that 120 eggs. And to be fair, once I've done that, I'm going to have more than enough. So I'm just finishing off this last 120 egg mix with more 20 mils, and then I think that'll do it. That's going to leave me with a serious amount of bait, I can tell you. So here I am, I'm on my old 20 mil boilie roller that I purchased about 4 years ago, something like that, just before COVID. And it was only a windy one, but I managed to adopt it with a windscreen wiper motor, and that's just running off a 12-volt battery like so. Incorporated a little variable switch on it, and it works a treat. It's a bit MacGyver together, but it does the job. So here we go, let's see if it does it. Sometimes I have to feed them down a little bit. These ones are a little bit dry. There we go. There we go, down you go. Oh, coming down beautifully now, look. There we go. So we've got all my sausages ready there, look. I've just got a little bit left in the bag wrapped up. There's my base mix, after my eggs, all my stuff. 5 kilo boilie roller. That's the hardest thing, unwinding that and rolling out a sausage, and 5 kilos of sausage and popping it in there. Apart from that, everything's easy peasy. So here we go, trying out these today, and obviously it's been great to do it because we are blessed with such beautiful weather. And here we go, that's about 100 kilos of bait you're looking at right there, that I've knocked up in the last 2 days. There's all my particles ready, just down there. Rather a lot, and I've still got some in the shed from last year as well in buckets. So two 15 kilo bags of Vemp, 25 kilos of maize, 25 kilos of peanuts, 2 different types of pellet, trout pellet and all scretting pellet, 25 kilos of large tiger nut, 25 kilos of small tiger nut, 20 kilos of party blend, 25 of groats. I think that covers it all. So that'll be the next job. The last week I'll start soaking that lot and getting it prepared. I'm going to crack on with this lot now before these sausages all dry out, and then they won't roll, and then I'll be in a right load of trouble. So good morning, Wednesday the 6th of September, and that's bait making done, and I'm over the moon the way it went. That's I think around 130 kilos of bait done in 2.5 days. So I just finished off the last 120 eggs yesterday, as you probably saw, and I've got enough, I think. Yes, we've got a cracking week this week, as I think most of the country has. So it was important for me just to get the job done in one go as quick as possible, get it all air dried, make use of this beautiful sun. We could quite easily have a lot of rain in the next week, then you've got to keep it in the conservatory, and there's too high a humidity, and it's very, very difficult to dry the baits unless you literally only got them one boilie depth deep, as it were, which uses a lot of trays. So there we go, that's last year's bait, about 45 kilos there. That's like bullets really, that's not going to mould. And then there's all the rest of it here. It'll be drying again today in the sun. Just mixed all the 20 and 24 mils up together, don't mess about with that. So we'll just leave them out here, and then we'll tray them up tonight, and we'll probably leave them trayed then. So that's that. So bait making done, or the boilies. A couple more little chores to do. Any of you people that follow my channel will know that I use a little green plastic boat for a lot of my baiting up. and it's alright in calm weather conditions, but as soon as you get a bit of wind, it is a little bit sketchy and you can't stand up in it. Not that I would say stand up in a boat anyway, but it's not the most stable. So I finally decided to bite the bullet and I bought an inflatable. So I bought this 2.9 metre Sunsport inflatable boat, pretty much ready to go for £300. Needs a couple of bits of modification because of where I'm going to be using it. I've got wheels on it. I've fitted wheels on it for £40 just to help sort of drag it to the lake without damaging the underside. I've got to relocate a boat seat just a little bit closer so you can operate the engine and hold your rod at the same time. So once I've got the rest of the parts, I should be gluing these straps on and then putting the seat on. Most of everything else has been done, and just a case of prepping particles on the last week. I'm away on the 26th, but I'm going over to my girlfriend's for the weekend. Oh no, sorry, I'm not away. I'll be hopefully down to Salagou on the 26th. So I will be leaving my home on the 22nd with the van loaded, spending a couple of days with the girlfriend, and then heading on down on Sunday the 24th morning. So need to make sure that I get all my particles prepped before the 22nd. So yeah, so that's about it. A little bit dubious. I hope it's going to be alright. There's an enduro on Salagou from the 14th of October, so it sort of confirms that I need to get down there and give it a go. Just hope it's not too busy. If it's really busy and I think the water level's a little bit low, then I might have to reevaluate. So you know, it's not the end of the world. There's lots and lots of lovely lakes and barrages and rivers in France to go and fish, and there's plenty with other big fishing. Wednesday the 6th of September, about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So all this bait has been drying in this beautiful nearly 30 degrees of heat again today. It's really dried off a treat. So you know, I'm just going to put it all in trays, just a couple of boilers deep in each tray. Going to be a lot of trays, and that is what 170 180 kilos of boilers looks like in one pile. Those French carp better be feeding. Good afternoon. It's now Friday the 22nd of September, and we're all loaded and ready to go. Coming out with my girlfriend Faye tonight, and spending the day with her tomorrow, Saturday, and then leaving very early on a Sunday morning. So I've got a nice quiet drive down to the south of France to Lac Du Salagou. That is the first plan of attack. Everything's loaded, more than what I need as usual, but I've got a big van. I've got the luxury of taking everything with me, lots of spares, you know, to cover any eventuality. So, you know, because you really are on your own. And as I speak to you now, we've had a lovely sunny morning, and now it's just starting to hammer it down. So, just give you a quick look at the van. So there we go. We've built the van on 2 tiers, put a staging system which I made up last year, which is absolutely invaluable. Went and got it from the parents' farm and just installed it very easily. Literally took 5 minutes to screw the framework back in and put the boards in. So I've got my big tabiat in the bottom with everything in there, outboard motor, the new inflatable boat which I'm using now instead of that little green boat which is over there. That is now becoming obsolete for the time being. And solar panel, bed chairs, rods strapped up to the roof. Oh, this weather. And then obviously second story there's my angle, cool box, and all my paraphernalia there, fishing gear, and then all my bait there, food stacked up in plastic stacking things, which are absolutely fantastic. So I can store all the bait, excess bait, food that I don't need, stacked neatly away there. All my pre-prep particle, all been prepped a few days ago now. ready to go. And this two-tier system really does make it life a lot easier for me. When I get to the venue, I can just pull out very easy what I want. I can get the boat out first now and then load the boat and put everything in I want it a lot quicker and a lot easier. There we go. I'm going to make this quite short. Closes that. And because it is absolutely hammering down again, we have had some weather here the last couple of days. Yuck. I'm also using a new camcorder this time, so I don't know how I'm going to get on with this one. Seems like it's quite close, so I have to actually hold it like on my tripod bent over. So there we go, out in the dry again now, and I'm ready to go. So just a couple of bits, just wait for my EcoFlow solar generators just to charge right up, and then I'll be off. And I might touch base with you if for some reason I don't make it down in one go, but the next time you see me will hopefully be on the banks of Lac Du Salagou. So over and out. See you on the 24th or the 25th. Good afternoon. It's Sunday 24th of September. I left Faye's this morning. I think it was about probably 4:45 this morning, and had a faultless trip down. It's now, I think it's about 7 o'clock in the evening, just coming up to 6:30, 7 o'clock. Got about 180 miles to go, just over 3 hours before I get to Lac Du Salagou. One tiny hold up through Lyon, and that's it. Decided to go that way. Didn't want to go through Paris, so I went via Reims, past Troyes, Chalon-sur-Saône, Lyon, and we're well south of Lyon now, and heading back right down to the south to Montpellier, and then hang a right for the last little bit to Salagou. So just thought I'd touch base. It's been epic, been a great run. I haven't hung about mine. I've been 80 plus mile an hour all the way. Fuel economy's down a little bit, so just filled up as well here as well. Put another 120 euros in it, so I think yeah, it's going to cost probably about 230 quid in diesel to get down here, so quite a bit. There we go, that's that. So just pulling off, got the old Coleman going, and having a lovely cup of tea, fed up with coffee, nice refreshing cup of tea. So the kettle's just boiling. I'm going to sign out. Next time you see me will be tomorrow morning in one of the car parks of Salagou. So yeah, got all day tomorrow and this evening to hear and look for fish and hatch a plan. So on that note, catch you later. Recording. Right, good morning. Monday the 25th of September, and here we are. We arrived here last night on about 10:30, and just re-familiarised myself last night. Just had a drive around a couple of slipways, and it was good to know that one of the other slipways has normally got a barrier across it, hasn't. So that was a bit of homework yesterday, but as it is, I didn't need to use it anyway. So we've had a good walk around the lake, well, not around the lake, but around the mountain here. So this is Louison Bay, and then behind us, I think that's Red On. And we fished right on the point of Red On 4 years ago. So if you walk all the way around Redon, it really gives you a great view of the lake, especially with a pair of binoculars as well. They were an absolute godsend. You could check out what everybody was doing, where they were packing up going, whether they looked like they were gonna go. Yeah, it's first choice is a little bit stitched up. I wanted to fish Handy Little Point or around that area. There's a couple of other anglers around to the left of Andy Little Point, which was another good spot. And then I know it gets into quite steep, deep water. So I was a little bit, yeah, you know, from there on right to the dam, that's like, you know, probably a couple of kilometres of water, but I know it gets really deep. I could see lights on around the other mountain around there near the sailing club last night. There's at least 3, so I know that's stitched up. There's a couple fishing along in the Bay of Red On, one German angler just here, and then around the other side of Red On, facing into the main water again. There's 3 along there, and then there's a couple in the bay next. So it's a little bit stitched up. I was getting a little bit despondent, and I totally disregarded this. I just see this German angler here, went up to the point, and saw a couple of anglers there, and I was like. And then Andy Little Point was gone, and half that bank was pretty well stitched up. There's an angler every 300 yards or so, I suppose, you know, maybe 400, but when they're fishing out a bit of an angle and all that, you know, I know I'm going to be slotting in, and I do not want to slot in. I used to slot in England. I don't want to come all the way down here to slot in. But anyway, apart from this angler here, he's literally fishing on his rod tip. I think he's fishing very far out. There's nobody up until the point where we fished 4 years ago. It's a lot. It's a lot of nothing out there. But if the fish do come in, you can create a good baiting strategy. You know, there's no real magic mark. It's a magic. It's more of a depth thing. And how far out? Probably a bit more distance fishing. So anyway, I thought, well, we'll go around there. It's a lovely spot. It's literally just around the corner. We can get fishing and keep an eye on things, and then, you know, for the next few days, and then, you know, if it doesn't happen and if other spots become available, then we can think about changing. The bright blue sunshine, bright blue skies, bright sunshine, light winds, variable winds. The night last night was surprisingly chilly, and again totally clear. It probably lends itself to high pressure, and it's getting hotter through the week. It's staying constant, but I suppose as long as we get this nice little wind, you know, it's something. So there we go. I'm not going to babble on anymore. I'm going to crack on now, get the boat loaded, and yeah, I'll catch up with you soon. Right, good afternoon. It's now Monday the 25th, and it's about 3:15 in the afternoon, and camp set up. To be fair, I'm pretty happy. You know, if you want it to be anyway, you want to be on the end of the wind, and we're on the end of the wind. So I know it's going to turn around a little bit here and there, but you know, it seems like in the bays, you know, there's lots of build-up of rubbish and that, so I think it does sort of like filter in here. It's been filtering in here quite a bit. So we'll see. It'll be good anyway. Going to set up get out there now, get some marks out there, and just, I think, go for a bit of a long-term strategy. Create a couple of baited areas out there, probably looking from sort of 20 to 30 feet, and then sort of 30 sort of 5 to sort of 48 feet, I think. Maybe one a little bit closer, and go from there. Create a big baited area and just sit on it, or 2 baited areas and sit on it, and just work around that, and just see what happens for the next you know, 3 days, and just go from there. Really keep my eyes peeled, see if I can see anything else going on in the lake. You know, to be fair, apart from the French lads, I think the French lads that are right round to my left on the point of this Red On mountain, which they're a good 400 plus yards away. Then to my right, 500 yards away, I've got a German angler, and he's literally just fishing 15 to 20 feet right in front of him. He's an old fella, he's no threat. And then apart from that, there's just odd lads fishing all the way around, dotted around. So, you know, don't feel pressured. I'm not looking at anglers. I can't even see anybody else's markers, so that's good enough for me for a start. So you'll see it as a pair of lads just right around. There's a little island sticking out the water, and that's probably 250 yard away, and they're at least probably another 200 yard away to that as well. So they are not anywhere in my vicinity, so that's great. There we go. So right across the other side there, you've got Andy Little Point. There's a few anglers dotted all the way along there till about halfway there. A couple of anglers on that other mountain over there, I can't remember what you call that one. And then there's just a couple of anglers around in the bay, and then go round to the slipway where my van is, over there. A few people turn up all the time, another lad just coming across, look over there. Good. There we go. So yeah, everything's set up, here's my new boat. Bit of safety in mind now. The other one was a bit sketchy. Sprayed it up and it stayed a bit tacky, and I folded it all up and half the paint's come off, so it looks proper rough now. There we go, it'll do the job. Solar panels doing their business. There's camp. Quite an idyllic little spot, and a nice little peninsula, and can really command a serious amount of water. So, come